As soon as we get going here, mic check, mic check. Looks like we're going
Check,
there.
check.
And it looks like we're going here. Give me a minute, Facebook community, to catch up. Make sure we're good. It looks like we are live. Hello, friends. All right. You good to go, my friend?
I'm good, man.
All right, cool. Hello, or hola, as they say. This is the Friendship News Hour. Today is Tuesday, March the 28th. I am your host, Alex Kenzie. Frank could not be with us today. Very, very busy. He is a businessman, and that is what businessmen do. So, in his place, we are honored to be with the one and only Mr. Rager, Michael Lopez. How are you, sir?
Hello, hello,
Thank you for joining
hola.
us today.
Of
Thank
course.
you. I wanted to open with a question for you. What is the farthest you've ever ran continuously?
Ooh, 16 miles.
16 miles?
Yeah.
Oh my, why would you run that long?
I
What was the
was,
reason?
so when Frank and I lived in downtown, we had this route that would go to the airport. And then Harbor Island, you could like loop around, and I think within the loop's like 4 miles. And to get there was like 6 or 5.
Okay.
And yeah, I just looped around it twice. And I wasn't even training. I think at that time I was kind of just seeing how far I could run in one sitting. And the farthest was my half marathon, which was 13. And then, yeah, I just see if I could do it. And yeah, my knees were killing me.
So that was just casual. Just we're gonna go run 16 miles today.
I
Not an
wanted to
event.
run at least 10. Yeah. And then it just,
Man.
you know, continued. It sucks. It sucks. It's not fun.
Yeah, I've started to get into it lately. Like I hate to say it, I've always kind of hated running, but like I've been training for this one we ran last week called the Shamrock Shuffle. It was an 8K, so it was like 5 miles.
Okay, 5 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, man. And I actually like kind of enjoyed the training a little bit, which has been rare for me with running lately. But we ended up running at like a 10, just under like a 10:30 pace.
That's
But
pretty good.
dude, there was like they have like 35,000 people that do it though. So there's so many people, like you're literally like weaving kind of the whole time,
Yeah,
which
when I started mine, I would just like run on the sidewalk, like not
yeah,
actually
just
on the road,
yeah,
but just get out of the way, man. Yeah, it just sucks. It's also
it
sketchy.
does.
That's why they tell you like if you're fast, get in the front. If you're slow, get in the back. But people just they just get too excited and
Hmm.
in the way for the first mile.
So like it makes me wonder, like I bet you I was probably running at a 10-minute pace, maybe a little bit
Yeah,
quicker at least, but I don't know. But it was a lot of fun, dude. It's I guess apparently it's the world's largest timed 8K, which is a weird stat about it. But yeah, 35,000 people do it.
all I want to call it now is the Shamrock Shake.
Yeah, Samurai Shake, right? But now it's got me like, okay, maybe I should keep running because I do think I feel like I should stay at least in 5K shape, just like have a baseline for running, like a big guy like me, keep the heart pumping.
Yeah.
But I got signed up for it's called the Big 10K. It's one they do down at like Soldier Field, and you all wear your race shirt is like the team of your choice in the Big Ten or whatever. So
Oh, so
signed up for that.
you're going butt naked then, right?
Yeah, exactly right, right. Oh man, but how you been? What's new in with married life?
Good, man. Married for quite a little while. Nah, nothing too crazy. We moved back to her parents' spot, so we're over there in Escondido again. So
Stacking
yeah,
that
we've been
cheddar.
chilling, stacking it, man. Especially right now with everything that's going on. I don't know. I have zero clue of what's going on, but it doesn't look good. Doesn't sound good, at least.
Yeah, right, right. The goal, yeah. Then you guys are trying to buy, right? Pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then obviously I'm about to be out of school, and so is she. So, looking at
Yeah,
opportunities, talk to a lot of companies and stuff like that. So we
that's
should.
exciting time. Yeah, that's super
I
exciting.
might be in Detroit next end of
Why
next
would you
month.
go to Detroit?
Cause it's the auto mecca, baby. Used
You
to
just
be at
want to go
least.
there? What are you going for?
No, it's a conference.
Oh, got you. Okay, you let me know
It's,
when it is. I'll try to slide over there and see you.
yeah, it's auto manufacturer. Yeah, hopefully I don't get shot. I'm nervous.
No, dude. Detroit's gotten a lot better, bro. Like even just in the last 10, 15 years, it's gotten so much better down there. You should try to go to Little Caesars Arena. It's where the Pistons play and the Red Wings. I'm sure one of them would probably be there.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, let me go watch the Pistons.
15th in the East as of today.
Yeah.
Fucking so trash, man. So, and you're a Clippers fan, right? You're not a Lakers fan.
Yeah, like I was a Clippers fan when Elton Brand back in the day. Remember big Elton Brand was a power
Yeah,
forward? It's like
yeah.
2005. Yeah, they made the playoffs, I think, as an eighth seed. And
Okay.
yeah, just they were always the B team, and they used to be in San Diego, so
That's
just root
okay.
for
That's what I
them.
thought. I thought I saw
Yeah,
you with a hat on before that said that.
yeah, San Diego Clippers, baby.
Hmm. Interesting.
Clip show.
I saw this poll the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Um, but sad also. It was from the Wall Street Journal, and they like partnered up with the University of Chicago, and it like just kind of shows people's, I guess, mindset towards things, like things that have traditionally be held like as like values in like family, whatever circles, or just people in general, I guess. And they asked them about that the value, if they're important to them, if the values are important to them, and it's patriotism, religious faith, having children, also like community involvement and money. And it's crazy. They did this at three different times in 1998, 2019, and in 2023. So they've like drawn this information from these people, and it's wild to see almost every single chart is just down. It's trending downwards. It's sad. It's
Yeah,
super sad. Like in 98, patriotism, they when they polled these people, it was important to like about 70% of the people. And you look at it today and it's downwards of like 39.
damn.
And it's and then you look at religion and it started at 60% in the 98. It was like important to people. Today it's down, right around the exact same, like 38. Having children's gone from like 55% down to like 25,
Yeah.
and community involvement's plummeted too. The one thing that's gone up is money. People value money more through the years.
I was about to say, money seems it's going to get more and more important. Especially,
Yeah, but
what's the age group?
they did it from this was pulled, I think, from 0 to 60, or I'm sorry, 18 to like 65. Yeah, 65 plus,
Okay,
18 to 65 plus.
so pretty wide margin.
Pretty wide margin. And then they also like gave, this is like bipartisan like poll company or whatever. But they also like asked these people about percentage who say like the values are important to them, and they pulled them like based on their uh, why can't I like think of words right now? If they're Republican or Democrat.
Ah, okay, gotcha,
So like to see like
gotcha.
how those people, look at things, and they polled those people also on like, has our society gone too far with these like topics? And the
Yeah,
one was accepting people who are transgender. 75% of the Republicans said we've gone too far. It's like, so it's like some of these are like sad. Like schools
yeah,
and universities are taking steps to promote racial and ethnic diversity. 55% of Republican, like of the people were Republicans, thought that that was like going too far. So some of
yeah,
it's like kind of sad about like some shitty parts of like the party politics and what they, I guess, how they're polling or answering this stuff, looking at this stuff. But it's just, man, it's like demoralizing to see like our country just lose patriotism. It doesn't really hurt me that they're losing faith in their religion. Actually, that's encouraging to me a little bit. But like having children, building a family, that's going way down. Being
yeah. That makes
involved in your
sense.
community, going way down. It's like,
That makes sense.
ah, man, it's like hard to like having a family, having, you're being married, like having kids, all this stuff. Like it's, you want this world to be as best as it can, but it feels like just day by day as we hear more and more things about, Ukraine, China, all these different things, and then like you see information like this, where it's just like our values are failing us now. It's like
Yeah,
hard to like keep on kicking in the world, dude. I don't know.
yeah. It feels a little weird too, especially our generation, because we were the first to like really understand of what like student loans were getting out of hand, and we have that
Hmm.
hanging over our head. It's just another something to worry about. That's why I feel like that's also why our generation's having kids so late, is being well established before you have a family, because that's, I'm
Yeah.
sure it can be really expensive.
Hmm.
um yeah, and then obviously, women, they finally have rights and they finally have careers, so they want to be more career forward, just like, a lot of us do, which is no fault to anybody. And then
Yeah,
they
that's
put
good.
kind of having a family on a back burner.
Yeah, but it's kind of, yeah, it's changed the dynamics of a lot of things, I guess. But
Yeah. Shoot, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I have no problem being a stay-at-home dad.
yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be so sweet.
Dude, I'll play ranked all day and freaking play Warzone, dude. I'll get this shit a lot. Cook a 5-star meal every day for my wife. Kidding me?
Now it's Frank's belief, like when you look at religion and like he would be, I think, really discouraged by seeing like how much it's gone down. Like is that a value that is important to you that you think like would need to come back to like help any of these other ones come back, do you think? Or do you think that like the veil of, or, just the idea of that and going away, maybe that's forward thinking in a way?
I mean, I've always thought like faith, if it's for the right things, it could be a very positive in people's lives. Like some people need direction, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think like Catholicism, for instance, I just think they need to adapt. Like they're just so
Yeah.
slow to adapting, and the fact that like priests can't get married, and then we hear all these news of them touching little kids.
Yeah, that obviously has consequences.
Yeah, so it's
Who would have
like
thought? Who would have thought?
yeah, so it's like, all right, well, let's see if why don't we make them be married so they don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's always very slow with the Catholic Church through and through history. It's always been slow for them to adapt, and later on, it's always like, oh well, we were wrong about this, so we're willing to, cater.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
It's tough. I wish there was something that wasn't, because for me, I've always just kind of just seen it as like a control system, like a system of control to like, and I think it honestly has worked throughout all of humanity. Like it
yeah,
makes sense
opiate of the
why religion's a
masses.
thing. Yeah, exactly. And like people should believe in whatever they believe in and all this stuff. But I wish there was something that like that had that community or like that the thing that I like the thing that's great about church, the community and just like the group of people and I guess the overall positiveness is like the idea of that wasn't like religion. I wish there was something that was like that because
Yeah,
like there's something to be said for the bond of what that is and what that can actually do. But like I think that like the powers that be behind a lot of the churches, I could definitely would say the Catholic Church I think is evil. You can't tell me
dude.
that like a place that its own country with its own bank and completely unmonitored isn't doing
Have
crazy shit.
have
Like
you have
what
you
the
seen
hell?
that Netflix documentary, The Vatican Girl?
No, no. Pray
Ooh.
tell. Pray tell.
So I guess this happened, I want to say in the 90s or early 2000s when Pope John Paul was the head. And essentially what happened, there's like it's a conspiracy theory, but there's been a lot of I didn't know this, but Vatican's like an actual like relatively big city, and the people that work
Mm-hmm.
for the Vatican, they live in like these apartments and stuff. It's like a little community. I didn't know. I thought it was just
Oh,
the church.
got you.
Um,
Okay.
so this girl ended up getting kidnapped, and then it was somehow connected to the mafia, which was somehow connected to the Catholic Church, and like the Pope um, sent out like speeches, and he was speaking in like relative present time about her, so they're like he knows something, and he like visited the family, and it
Hmm.
comes like this. There's this like trail of breadcrumbs, a little bit of conspiracy because of the witnesses, but it all led back to the mafia kidnapped to pay off like a kind of in debt with like this cardinal in the Catholic Church. And I
Wow.
don't think they ever found her.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
Sketchy shit.
I mean, you can't tell me that a place with its own police force, its own bank system, its own law, like they're doing whatever, they're their own country. They operate however the hell they want, completely
Yeah.
unmonitored. So it's just, it's crazy to me. But I just wish there was something, I guess, in that guys that wasn't like so, I don't know, controlling in that way. But it is
American
really good for
football,
people.
baby. Let's go. Let's go to church I meet every Sunday.
Yeah, right. I wanted to ask you, as a man who's very close to the border, lately, me and Sarah have been we've been really into like seafood and fish, but specifically fish tacos.
Yeah.
And I want to make her some, and I don't know what fish to use. I wanted to ask you and Frank, and maybe even Babs. He's Asian, but he's like honorary Mexican. But like, what is like the best fish for at home fish tacos, and how would
Dude,
you
that's
suggest to do it?
that's so funny. You said the border, and I was like, yeah, it's getting out of hand, man. What the hell's going on? Um, I would probably use cod. I've never actually made my own beer battered fish tacos. Actually, sounds really good.
Really? Yeah, it
Um,
sounds amazing.
but I eat them like every time I'm not hungry for like a burger. Usually the restaurant will have like some kind of fish tacos. I'm usually get them.
Dude.
Um, And it's always the fish is always really good, but it's always the tortilla that stands out to me. Like whether it's just like a rubber tire or like a really well like masa prepared corn tortilla.
It's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
a big
yeah,
fan of like the other thing on it, like the cabbage or
cabbage and the
like
little
whatever that
sour
is.
cream. Yeah, the
Yeah,
little the white stuff.
yeah, yeah. But I
How's
want to
that?
figure out how to do it, man. I got the air fryer. I feel like that's all I need, just like a light little batter on some of that, and then go to town. Obviously, get the lime in there.
You're not gonna try and start an oil fire, baby? Do it old fashioned?
Oh, dude, no way. I don't try. I've started too many grease fires in my time to fuck with that
Yeah,
shit in my house.
those
No
those
way.
scare the hell out of me. There's no way to like put them out. You gotta
No.
cover them.
What I found, I saw we were at, Pat, we were at his grandma's house down in Fort Myers. I got a really nice condo down there, and they were welcoming me into their house. I was like, you know what, I should be a good guest, and I offered to cook breakfast the next morning. And dude, I'm cooking. I whipped up some eggs, maybe some pancakes or French toast, something like that, and then some bacon on the side. And bro, I started a huge grease fire in the kitchen. And I'm
Oh,
like, I didn't know what to do, bro. I'm like in my early 20s. I'm like, and his grandma's there, and she just like, she goes, move us on, and she like pushes me over, threw a towel on it. That's what you want to
yeah,
do. You
yeah,
gotta choke it. I
yeah.
would
You
have
gotta
thought water, which is not what you want to do with a
no,
grease
no.
fire, dude.
Now with oil, it'll just rise to the top.
Oh, dude. So
Yeah, you gotta.
lesson learned: choke the fire.
I always have a fire extinguisher. I think you're a lunatic if you
Oh,
really like cooking and you don't have a fire
yeah.
extinguisher. You just have
Yeah,
to.
same.
It's
Yeah,
a
I got
decent
one
mind.
outside in my garage. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to. You have to. And
yeah.
I started one on a back porch with some really good burgers one time. I sprung for them at the grocery store, got them, and they were probably like like $8 burgers from the deli. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
nice. I think
yeah.
it was like Wagyu meat or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And
Dairy man.
um, dude, and closed it. Walked inside real quick to go grab a beer or something. Came back out, and there's just like flames pouring out the
Yeah,
side of the
yeah,
grill. And I open it, and just I guess it's not. It's grease fire in a different way because like the bottom of the grill had all that grease that just like was going nuts. Very scary.
yeah. Yeah,
But okay, you
that.
say cod.
I say cod, man. And we're
Okay,
not talking
all right.
Call of Duty, we're talking the fish. But yeah, cod, I've always found cod to be relatively the best. Like don't make it with the tilapia or whatever that man-made fish is called.
What about like a mahi mahi?
I mean, if you want to get fancy, yeah.
You think? Yeah, Trader Joe's got. I'm not gonna be fancy because what I honestly to this point, Trader Joe's has these frozen fish nuggets that I throw in the not fish nuggets, but they're like squares, like little mini patties. Throw those in the air fryer, and you're having a great day. But I'm like, okay, maybe I should like get some fresh fish and chef it up, and not just rely. I rely on my air fryer way too much. Like it's
Yeah.
such a great tool in the kitchen. Do you guys have one?
What?
Air fryer?
Yeah, we have sorry, I'm looking at an email right now. We have an air fryer and it saves
Did he just start tripping?
it saves like instant amount of time. It is so and especially we found the way, those taquitos, those microwavable ones?
Oh yes.
Dude, so every time like you put them in the oven, it just doesn't hit. They're still soggy. But we put those bitches in the air fryer, perfect. Ask Frank and
Oh,
Chris about those taquitos. They still think about them.
I still think about them.
Dude, they
Dude, a
smack.
good taquito, like on a drunk night, you pull them out just like random at
I
1:30,
must
2 in the morning.
I must eat like 15 of them.
That's good.
Jesus.
That's good.
But
We
yeah,
do salmon in the air fryer, man. Like at like I think it's like 400 degrees for like 18 minutes maybe, and I do like a sweet heat, like basically it's cayenne pepper, brown sugar, a little bit of
ooh,
some like garlic powder,
ooh.
rub that on the salmon, bro, and like it's like a little over a pound fillet would be like a roughly the size, but
Reminds me of like a
delish.
blackened salmon. I fucks
Mm-hmm.
with that
Hit it with
heavy.
that lemon juice.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, Frank would probably laugh at me though. Frank like really chefs it up. I don't know if
Y-
you guys know this. We've never even talked about it. He has a TikTok with like official good-looking recipes. Like Jacqueline is a
Dude,
lucky
I
lady.
I make fun of him all the time. I was like, of all people, like you're all this Chinese conspiracy with that TikTok, and then I was like, but food trumps that, you know? Food trumps that. So
They
if he
do
has a
look good
good
though.
if he has a good recipe, he's like, that's worth it. It's worth the risk.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see? What do you think about all this TikTok and being in America and like this whole Congress hearing? How do you feel about all that?
I mean, he made some good points. Well, I feel like the questions were really like calculated, and he kind of saw them coming, and they're people were like they're xenophobic, and I was like, yeah, but it's just everybody's paranoid about China and the technology. So yes, I guess their questions are a little insensitive. Um, but I thought as a CEO, I thought he did well answering. He just like, listen, like we're just a regular social media company. And they're like, what
Yeah.
about the data? And he's like, look at Facebook with the data leaks in 2011. Like, that's way crazier than ours ever has.
Yeah, I mean they're doing the same thing to us. It's just the U.S. spying on you instead of another country. Is all it like.
Yeah,
You don't if you don't think that you're getting spied on through Facebook and all these other avenues, like you gotta take a
yeah. I mean,
reality check real quick. But
Facebook admitted it. They were like, yeah, we,
yeah,
accidentally used the data improperly. We're like, yeah, what fucking ever.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's just part of the game.
do you think it's going to be around?
I think so. 'Cause the bill that they're like drafting to get rid of it, it's kind of a scary bill. Like I was kind of reading a little bit about it the other day, and it's like it would give America the ability to basically like freely censor any app from like any country that included China, but then also like this kind of like little superpower that's brewing right now in Russia, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and like, I guess now like Brazil and a couple other places are coming in like this with that whole reserve money thing. But it
Yeah.
would give the bill that would need to get passed to cancel TikTok would give America complete power to like censor anything from those countries. So that is scary to me because then it starts to be like, well, that just pushes in the direction of like what China has already, where it's like you can't access a lot of stuff and they can control all the information, and that gets very scary. So
Yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
know
a
how to feel
slippery
about it.
slope. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I honestly, TikTok's one of those things where I felt like I barely missed it as like a generational thing, but like
yeah,
beyond like a couple months, and it wasn't just dances, it was actually like recipes and stuff like that. Like when you send me links, I don't have the app, but when you send me links, I'll like be on it, and then it switches video, and I'm like, man, this dopamine is just like hitting. It just like
dude, it
these
is.
increments, man. It just messes
Yeah,
with you because then you're like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing?
yeah, they know. Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing. They know how to hook you
It's
in.
the best algorithm I've seen in any social media app for sure. Like way better than Instagram.
But I could see how that could be used to how that could be weaponized in whatever way if another country is really stealing your data. But I don't know. You think they're really worried about what the fuck I'm looking at? Really? At the end, you know what I mean? Like, I
Looking
don't
at
know. I don't.
fucking bestiality on your phone or what?
No, but I guess like if what I'm thinking of is if they want to like make me believe something, like that's like maybe anti-American or like over time slowly but surely break me on thinking away about something or whatever. Like you could do that with like by just keep slipping videos into your algorithm. Like I
Yeah.
guess there is a way to like really demoralize or kind of like link back to that Wall Street Journal thing, but maybe that's even what that's showing just from social media in general is like the ability for these companies to like sway you with what they show you, whether it's body image or it's political beliefs or whatever. Like
Yeah.
they do have a lot of power, man.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
maybe it's good. I don't know.
like I was saying, I don't really have a dog in the fight, but if it goes either way, I think it's a huge deal for sure. Especially if this would be the first app they like ban, right?
Yeah,
That I
yeah.
can think
But
of.
then gives them
Yeah.
power to do whatever the fuck they want in the future.
And it makes sense. We ban everything Chinese. Like we banned Huawei, so it makes sense
Yeah.
that if any kind of like tech related to Chinese, we're not about that life.
Is Alibaba allowed here? Is that because isn't that Chinese?
That's like the Amazon of Chinese,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's here or not, but
I
that's another big
believe
one.
I think you can order stuff off of Alibaba. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
What do you think about Donald Trump? You think he's gonna get indicted?
Dude, I was texting Frank. I was like, "Am I missing something? Like, who the fuck cares? Like, what are we doing?" It's like fucking like he paid her off. Okay, and like
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking Clinton was getting blowjobs in the goddamn White House. Like,
Right.
what are we doing? Like, who
Right.
cares? Who
It seems like
cares?
wasted efforts right now. This dude, they've
Dude,
come
it's
after him for
it's
so much.
it's just so desperate. So
Yeah.
desperate.
Yeah. And he's just pulling a Muhammad Ali. Just
Yeah. And it's not gonna, it's
ducking.
just everybody that's like leaning left or right is just gonna take this as the same and be like, this is we now because they tried it with the Russia thing, right? And now they're trying it with this, and it's just even like a worse ploy. It's just sounds so desperate. Maybe
Yeah.
because they have nobody else to run against him, they have to run with Joe. I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, if it's Trump Biden again, that's
Or even,
crazy.
or even if it's DeSantis Biden, I think DeSantis wins.
Yeah, I think so too. It would be surprising to me to see Biden get reelected, but I don't know what the Democrats are gonna do. They really haven't showed any kind of like plan of what they're gonna do. Kamala, I don't think is a good idea. And so like they'd have to find someone younger within their party, but when you already have a dude in the holding the office, like it would make more sense to go with him. But
And you,
he's him.
and you know what's hilarious? They have a for sure winner too. They just don't want to like. I don't know if they even asked or don't want to go
Who?
that route. Michelle Obama, easy win,
Oh, for sure.
slam dunk, bro.
Yeah,
You
for
get
sure.
everybody loves Obama, and then you get
Hmm.
her as the first woman president, black. Ah,
That's
slam
so
dunk,
true. That's such a low hanging fruit
slam
of a candidate for
dunk,
them.
slam dunk.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're just over it. They
Yeah,
could
it
be
might
over
be.
it, not interested. They're like, hey, we'll back up any candidate, but we don't want to be in there anymore.
He's like, we all got out alive. We're pretty
Yeah.
drama free compared to all this shit. Because it's funny to me. I remember when Obama was like getting elected in office, all this shit. Like you saw like some racist stuff, but it was never like as hateful as like people really hate Trump and Biden now. You know, it wasn't that bad. I don't
No,
know.
yeah. And plus, he had like a really nice voice.
Yeah. Politics just weren't so mainstream or so focused on. So I don't know. So he's probably like, dude, we got out. We're good.
Yeah, yeah, because like I don't know, man. Like Joe Biden, he can't even fucking make it up a flight of stairs, let alone like make a speech or like do a
Those
debate. So
videos, watching him climb stairs and fall is so funny to me. Whoever it would be, I'd be laughing at. But when it's Joe Biden, it's just that much funnier.
yeah, yeah. I just and then he just rambles. It's just he's just an old man. He's old grandpa, and just like let him retire. You know?
Yeah, that's why I just think this year I think I am agreeing with you that the right is just gonna kind of easily win with whatever it is, like
Yeah, and that's how he
whoever it
usually
is.
that's how it usually is. You know, we had Bush, we had red, then we had Obama, blue, then Trump. So
Yeah,
it's usually like a cycle. Will
yeah,
continue like that,
yeah,
but
for
we shall
sure.
see.
What was the conspiracy you were telling me about on Call of Duty the other day?
Which conspiracy?
I don't. We were playing Call of Duty. I don't remember. I want to do a new segment every episode if I can, called Conspiracies
Do
in
I need to
Space.
go
But
grab
today
the
I have
fucking
both.
tinfoil right now? I'll make a tinfoil hat.
Today I have both a conspiracy and a space story. But you were talking. I cannot even remember what it
Oh,
was.
the Malaysia flights.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Is that
yeah, 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 yeah.
the MH? I forget two something. Yeah, you
And
haven't
then
seen
you
that
were.
on Netflix yet?
I haven't seen that yet, but I saw it was on there.
Yeah, it's like
I,
three episodes. It's pretty interesting.
oh, it's only 3 episodes. That's kind of. I like
Yeah,
that. I need to watch it.
bro.
Then I like those
The
shorter ones.
United States knows what happened to that plane. 100%.
Oh, really?
100%. I think the theories. There's like three conspiracy theories, but I think
Get into them.
we. So like the first one is that the plane was supposed to fly from Malaysia airport to Beijing. So on that route, Malaysian airspace, they get out of it and then they enter Vietnam. So it's like a handoff. Like Malaysia
Okay.
airspace says, all right, the captain says good night Malaysia, and then Vietnam's supposed to get it back. But within that time frame, which is supposed to be a couple minutes, they lost contact and they didn't hear from them for like, obviously, yeah. So they're like, yeah, we haven't heard. They contact the parents, I guess like 12 hours later after the loss of contact, and they're trying to investigate. And then they found, like later on, they found a set of data points that apparently the plane turned around, went back to Malaysia, and then turned and landed in the south, like um, Indian Ocean or something like that. Just like went and crashed in the sea. So everybody's like, what the
Hmm.
fuck? So one of the conspiracies is that it's a murder suicide. The captain went AWOL or whatever, but they never found any like any kind of writing or any kind of memento or going back for that. And then the second one was that it was like I think Russia invaded Crimea. I don't know if it was a couple days before or after, but they think it was kind of like a PR stunt, and like the plane landed in like Kazakhstan. The
Oh.
third, the third conspiracy is my favorite. It's the USA was involved. So apparently a couple days before there was a huge training in the South China Sea between the Americans, the French, I believe the English, and a couple other countries. So it was like a lot. And like, how do you have all of these people and all of
Mm.
these services and intelligence services like around this area, and we don't know where the plane went? It doesn't make sense. So the third
Yeah.
conspiracy is that there was I believe there was some kind of packaging that was loaded onto the plane, and it seemed like it was some kind of like American intel, and the plane was going to China.
Mm.
So the theory goes is that those big Air Force planes, Boeing planes, they have the big satellite on top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They usually has like a satellite essentially, but apparently if they fly over any object, they can do like a cone of silence. So the
Oh.
theory is that they flew over this plane and they had all this intel on it, and they told the pilot to land, like, hey, it's United States Air Force, we need you to land this plane, and so and so. And I get it, it makes sense because the pilot probably wouldn't land because like why the hell is the United States government trying to talk to me to land this
Mm.
plane? Like, no, I'm supposed to land in Beijing. I'm gonna land in Beijing. Like, I don't know if this is true or not. So yeah, then they found some debris around that area, so it could possibly be that they shot it down. I don't know. That's why I feel like the United States government has to know like more than what they're putting on. It
Yeah.
could be like
Dude, come on.
rogue agent and like had a drone strike on the plane, and even if they found out to be true, it's not like they can admit it because that's like an act of war.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. So to this day, unsolved.
Unsolved. And then there was another one, right? Or that was shut down by the Russians, right? There was another Malaysian air flight like a couple years
Yeah.
later,
That
I
that
want to
was
say.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was that. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And then what was the other one? You were saying something about it was with 9/11. It was like the day before,
Oh,
September
dude,
10th.
September 10th, 2000 fucking dude. So apparently there was like over 1.3 trillion dollars that like ended up missing the next day 9/11 happened.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cover up, cover
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Man, I think I told this to you too, but apparently the dude that owned the Twin Towers went to court after the fact and like doubled on his insurance policy because there was two towers, which is that's fishy too, dude. This dude just got
Yeah.
paid. Like,
And did they
oh,
say like Tower 7 or 9 or some shit had like
Building
some
7. Building
yeah.
7 completely collapsed demolition style from building fires. That's how that works. But
Did they
dude,
say there was like it was
I
like a
don't know.
data center or some shit like that? That
Yeah,
building?
they kept a ton of the documents there. Like all, that was like yeah, big data center document kind of storage facility for everything. So, I what's encouraging though is that I hear people like even my uncle is talking about 9/11 and believing in some of the conspiracy. That's when you know like there's okay, maybe there's more to this because a lot of times the conspiracies like people can sound crazy. I understand that I sound crazy to myself and to others all the time, but
Well,
some
it's
of them it's
mostly
just like whoa,
yeah, it's mostly just thinking out loud. Just. I mean, even we found out that the war in Iraq was pretty much bullshit.
yeah.
Of how we essentially invented Al Qaeda and all these things and all these groups, and yeah, we just it's like our fault. Pretty much what happened over there.
It really, yeah, because what it all kind of goes back to Desert Storm, right? With like Bush, the first Bush, and didn't we like
Yeah.
give them all their weapons basically, like that
Yeah, we,
entire
we,
part
we
of the world?
pretty much yeah we pretty much like funded Al Qaeda, and then we essentially created ISIS because we were trying to find a link from the people on the planes to Iraq in the Middle East, and somehow this guy was involved, and he became like they thought it was like the link they needed, but ended up being that he got like so much like respect from like the fucking terrorist organization that he became like a leader. So they like created ISIS with this shit.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's just it was so bad.
Oh, Jesus. Any other
Yeah.
conspiracies you want to touch on while we're here?
Nothing much. I like me a good conspiracy, as they say, but have you heard about the Nashville shooting? This is the newest
Dude,
one.
I don't know a ton about it, man. I saw the news yesterday and just it sucks that I don't want to say I'm used to that headline, but like it's not a headline I rush to these like I feel like you see it so often, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like not something I love to hear about. Like, oh, cool, 4 kids are dead. You know, it's like fuck.
Yeah. It's
But what are the
yeah.
deets? What are the deets?
So The shooter, Nashville resident Audrey Hale, had no previous criminal record before opening fire at the Covenant School, killing 3 kids and 3 adults.
Mm,
There's a quote that says, "There's some belief that there was some resentment for having to go to that school." There's as you know, the investigation's still continuing. It just happened, but I did see the police videos, the body cam footage. They released that like immediately, and I know it's a terrible thing. You know, we shouldn't, you know, send our kids to an environment that this is possible. 100%
yeah.
agree on that. But it is a bit, it's like a bit positive that the police like immediately rushed in and they took this motherfucker down. Like
Good.
they were going with the gunfire. They heard the
Hmm.
shots, the body cam footage of 2 officers. They immediately like, I think she was shooting out the window. They saw him, shot her like 3 times, and then took her down because she could have caused more damage. Just like the what happened in Texas, they were afraid to go inside, and it was just like, what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
and that's why
Yeah.
like there's two sides to that coin, right? You know, people are afraid of AR-15s. They think we should ban that, and we can talk about that all day. I'm not saying that we should and we shouldn't. Definitely have a conversation on gun control, but also I think the reason why the Second Amendment was placed is because at the end of the day, all we have is each ourselves, to
Hmm.
defend ourselves.
Hmm.
Like out in a school, you hear this is going on, you're like, and the police ain't doing anything. You're like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, and you're
Like
getting in there.
I'm,
Exactly right.
yeah, I'm going in.
Exactly. But that's dude. That's with all this thing. It could. I don't understand how like security isn't a thing at more and more schools. Like real actual security, because like this shit it keeps happening and it's going to continue to happen. And like banning weapons. Yeah, I guess that could help in some way. But like people that want to do damage are gonna find ways to do damage. Like if you have a security force there, look at any government agency anywhere where they don't want some shit like this to happen, there's security. So like I mean you don't need the Secret Service sitting outside schools, but you hire
Yeah,
ex-military or police officers or just whatever. Like it creates jobs, and it actually like that's something that you can be proud of your tax dollars going to, because it's defending our kids. It's like I don't think I'm not of the mind like, hey, every teacher should carry in their classroom. I don't think so, because like that could make a lot of teachers uncomfortable. Maybe
yeah,
and like the gun shouldn't be there in the classroom where the kids are.
yeah,
In my opinion, whether it's locked up or not, like shit can happen. They're kids. Like I just not that doesn't make
yeah.
sense. But you put someone responsible on site that's licensed to carry one, knows exactly how to do it. They've been doing it for years because they've been in the military or whatever. It's like we find those people, and I'm sure they would be glad to do that job. There's plenty of them that would be, and that's how we solve this. But it's encouraging to hear that the police were on it so quickly, because when it happened in Texas, they pretty much were just they stood by and watched, from what I
They
understood.
they they admitted
That's sick.
recently that they were scared, which I understand. I get it,
Yeah,
but
like
nah,
sure.
dude, this is not the fucking time to like.
Yeah,
Come on.
not in that job. You can't be scared in that. Like if there's a position where you have to be a police officer, be a man, be a woman, like whatever it is, like it's protecting kids. Like I that's
Because I
what you fucking signed up for.
exactly, because I guarantee you, every fucking parent would be lovely and willing to go in and save those kids.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
there's just no excuse.
Yeah. So man, that's terrible. What were the numbers at? Like how many were hurt and
So I don't know
passed?
about hurt, but I guess the head of school, she was 60. She was killed, and
Mm.
then it said she targeted random students in the school, whoever she came in contact with. She fired rounds, and then the former student is alleged to have left behind writings being studied by local and federal investigators. So it looks like she has some kind of. We have some writings that were going over that pertain to this date, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place. Yeah, so it was definitely premeditated.
Yeah.
Um, Another interesting thing was that he said Haley was transgender. Officials feel that she identifies as trans, but we're still in the initial investigation into all of that, and if it actually played a role into this incident. That the only reason why that brings up a red flag is I'm curious if she's trans, if she's going through any kind of hormone therapy or treatment, You know,
That could be that could be a factor. It also could be maybe the motivation. Like maybe she went to school there and got fucking
got made
bullied her
yeah made
entire
fun
life
of.
and
Yep.
said, "Yeah, fuck these people." And man, that's tough. That's so
Al,
tough.
where the fuck
Jesus,
are the parents, man? Where are the
where are the
parents?
parents?
Where
Where
are
are
the
the parents?
fucking parents?
I do not know. I do not know.
Like,
I got some space stuff for you though. You like space, right? You're a man of
I love,
science.
I love me some science, man.
There's some launches going off this month.
Hold on, before you,
Uh, okay.
if there's an opportunity for you to go to Mars, you go.
Yes.
Me too, dude.
Yes.
Frank's
Yes.
like, no, why would I do that? I'm like, why not? You're 75.
Yeah.
You got 5 years left to live. You're like, going to Mars,
And
baby.
you get that much further from a solar flare possibility, you know?
This is true. But I think in Mars, since there's so much radiation because their atmospheres, then we would have to live like in some kind of bunker or like
Yeah.
shell.
You know why their atmosphere is thin? Because we came from there and set off nukes. That's why, Mike.
Is that the conspiracy?
Yes, dude. I've
We set off nukes?
Mars used to have water, bro. So yeah, Mars used to
Yeah.
have water all over it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm of the mind. I have always thought that we were like put here. Like yes, we've evolved, but I feel like we were like put here on Earth in some way, or DNA bred, or whatever you want to call it. But I feel what I've read a lot with like the Anunnaki and all these getting into more conspiracies. I guess we're just never gonna leave them, but like that was like of the first place where we lived, and that ended up being like a failed humanity, and so this was like the Adam and Eve come to the garden. This is a new opportunity kind of a thing, and so people came here and restarted humanity kind of a thing.
That's interesting. I mean, it's not too far away from the Goldilocks zone, so it's possible there
Yeah.
was some life back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
they haven't they proven that there was water at one time?
There was an atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Due to the water. Yeah. So it's like it's possible, but then like maybe they saw like, oh, look at that one. That one's way better. You know, like if they could get there, they obviously could have identify Earth and see that it was more habitable. But I don't know. It's just an idea. But I've always thought maybe that's what happened.
Is
But
it the same
I don't know.
aliens
Anyway,
that pyramids or what?
yes, absolutely, bro. The pyramids are power centers in some way, dude. They're all similar all across the world, all at once. You know what I'm saying? Basically, all at the same time. Very similar in design. You see a lot of like the same features to them with like three windows that are all the same. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of things that line up with like the design of them and the fact that there's even evidence of like laser cutting and of like all of these rocks and stuff out of these huge stone quarries because like and the moving of them because like how would you have got these 2-ton blocks of solid, I don't even know what they're made out of, but it's a rock that's miles and miles and miles away from where the pyramids were, and they hauled these with just people, and camels. Like there's no way. There's no way. Oh, did I lose Mike? Hold on. Technical difficulties, maybe. Mike, I don't know what's going on with your stream, but I think I'm still good on here. Let's see. Yeah, your stream is tweaking. But anyway, back to sound like a crazy person. I don't even know if you can hear me, Mike, but it's just there's a lot of things that point to it. So it makes me want to believe in life coming from other planets, other galaxies, whatever it is, wherever they landed. But let's see if we can get you figured out. Mr. Rager might want to disconnect and reconnect, maybe. Having some problems. Lost him for a second, so it's just me flying solo. How are we doing, interwebs? Let's see how our poll's doing. See if what you guys are thinking about the poll here. The most important value to most people seems to be money so far. That makes sense. That's what the poll from the Wall Street Journal showed. You back, Mr. Rager? Dude, you sound like a mouse when you talk. What's happening? I think your PC's like dying right now. This is amazing. Or you're using a voice changer and fucking with me. Oh man, might have to wrap this one early, or at least the live stream portion of it. We will. We will. If you guys want to find us on any of our socials, you can shoot us a email over to bummerdude.media@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at FriendshipNH. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Friendship News Hour. And thank you, Mr. Rager. I'm sorry we're having some technical difficulties here at the end, but thank you for coming today. We love you. I don't know what is happening with your computer, but it is hilarious. You sound like a mouse. And yeah, so we'll see you next week.